Hello. Today I'd like to welcome you to a trip I took, which was in the Scottish Highlands, Inverness, the Cairngorms National Park, Loch Ness, places like that. This is a bit of a departure from doing Bollywood songs, but I felt it was really worth recording and filming what we encountered there, and I just loved seeing Scotland. Absolutely stunning. The people are so friendly, generally speaking. They've got great humour, banter. There's so much to see. The Highlands are so different again from Glasgow and Edinburgh. They're a far cry from London, and it meant so much for me to be able to see nature in a very raw form. And you'll see what I mean when we see some of the footage. Now, Scotland is quite a distance from London, so we had to fly from London to Inverness. As you can see, it is a very big coastline, and I love boats. And we did a lot of driving, as you can imagine, and just look at that incredible landscape. Never ending. Scotland is huge, especially compared to England. And we went to a whisky distillery. When in Scotland, of course. We went to Talisker, which is a traditional whisky distillery, and we went through the whole process. This is a mash tun. This, believe it or not, is entirely made from copper. It's a giant copper kettle. Look at the amount of barrels that they have the whisky just sitting in for years to get its fine age. The distances are vast. Renting a car is really useful in Scotland, and you see this kind of scenery all the time. A ruined, beautiful, ancient castle from about 700 or 800 years ago. Look at all of that land, and much of the land was actually water, marsh, sea. It was reclaimed. Now we are at Findhorn, and can you just see the stunning nature of that? Photographs, video don't do it justice. This was Findhorn Beach, just facing out to the North Sea, and it was endless. It was untouched. It was just you and nature, and it really spoke to me. I really loved driving through Scotland's roads. It really felt like being in a Scandinavian country, actually. It reminded me of Sweden. And it is just such a different landscape and country and vibe to southern England. Totally different country. And just look at that mournful and beautiful landscape. Goes on forever. I've never felt so connected to trees as in Scotland. They're ubiquitous, they're everywhere, they're ever present, they wrap you in their life force, and it's just beautiful. Look at those forests. This is a big one. We went to Loch Ness, which is possibly the most American looking lake I've ever seen in the UK. It was just vast, and it was like a holiday place somewhere in California or Canada. It was extraordinary. Just look at these pictures. Canoeing, water sports in Scotland in the summer. All the life and the animals and the wild nature here. Extraordinary. Look at that. Wouldn't you want to be here? We took a long walk around Loch Ness. Took about an hour. And I have to speak now about the fact that Findhorn and other organisations and groups are rewilding the Highlands. Ever since English occupation really started in earnest a few hundred years ago, they cleared the Highlands, they made them private estates, they chopped down a whole lot of trees around the Highlands and the Cairngorms, and destroyed the wildlife and the tree life there. There are a few remaining ancient forests, but they're all geriatric trees. So now people are rewilding with young and juvenile trees and saplings, protecting them from deer and other cattle that might want to eat them, and they're bringing the Highlands back to life. I also heard that the Highlands are some of the oldest mountains in the world remaining. They're actually relatively small because they've been ground down over millennia. Very unusual. Ancient mountains and ancient forests. Look at this room. Would you look at this room? Isn't that lovely? Look at that. Look at that. And then we've got this. Marvellous. And no trip to the Highlands would be complete without a visit to Loch Ness. And believe it or not, it was the hottest day we were there. And you can just see how crystal clear, how beautiful, how calm the lake is. It is, of course, one of the deepest lakes in the world. Viewers can correct me on this. So it does have quite strong waves. But on this blessed occasion, it was exquisite. And look at those ducks. And of course we went for a beautiful hike around the area, and it's just unbelievable. But naked of trees, so you can see the need for the rewilding. This was such a beautiful experience of Scotland. Scotland always touches my soul. The people, the nature are all gorgeous, are wild, are fun, are beautiful. You must visit. It is a very welcoming country, a very welcoming community. And even though it is part of the UK, it really is very different to England, and the south of England in particular. So I really recommend people see it for themselves. But respect it. Respect it. Leave it cleaner than when you found it. Plant more trees. Say hello to more strangers. and enjoy the nature this earth has to offer. Whether you're from Europe or not, come see Scotland. It's just gorgeous. And I'm very proud to say I'm part Scottish, and I will continue to visit it. I love it. Let me know your own questions and your own thoughts about the trip. I would love to tell you more. I loved the B&B we stayed at. I loved the restaurants, and I loved travelling around and the freedom of having a rental car. Anything more you want to know, just ask. Give this a like, give me a subscribe, and I hope that you've enjoyed my little video. Much love to you all.